Hello and welcome back to Crypto Saver. So in today's video, we're going to discuss how we can transfer UST from the Ethereum network over to the Terra network. Now, before I begin, I do want to say that a few months ago, I did make a video on this topic, but during that time, exchanges such as Gemini or Coinbase were not offering UST or Luna on their platform, which made it more difficult to transfer UST or Luna over to the Terra side without going through a bunch of hoops, which we did in that video. And it didn't take that long. Everything could have been done within like 15 minutes. And as we saw in that video, the overall fees were about 1% after all is said and done. Now, granted, if you're only transferring $100, you might have been paying you might have lost as much as 5 to 6% over that process. But if you transfer at least $500, $1,000, in that process, where we basically had to transfer a stablecoin like DAI over to another exchange like KuCoin, and then exchange that over there to UST, and then from them we can then transfer it over to our Terra network because they have a Terra actual wallet. You'd pay only about 1%, which isn't too bad. Well, there's another way of doing it, which is simpler, which is what we're going to be discussing in this video, and it's now available to us simply because Gemini and Coinbase now offer UST and Luna on their platform. Now, in this particular video, I will be using Gemini. If you're using Coinbase, you could still follow this video because predominantly most of the content you could still apply towards getting UST over to your wallet. You're just simply buying the UST on Coinbase as opposed to Gemini. Outside of that, everything will exactly be the same. Now, let's hop onto the screen right now. And before we get started, there's going to be two things you want to make sure you have downloaded onto Chrome. The first would be Metamask. Now, for all of these, for the two downloads, I'm going to leave them both in the description below if you want a direct link to them, or you could simply Google it yourself. Now, for Metamask, that is our wallet we are going to be using on the Ethereum side. So if you do not have a wallet yet, I just simply recommend Metamask. On the flip side, on the Terra side, there's also a Chrome extension called Terra Station. Just make sure to install that as well, set up an account, make sure it's functional. You will know it's functional when you simply click on them within your toolbar here, and you can see your wallet, right? So this is my wallet for Terra Station, and this would be my wallet for MetaMask. Well, it's not visible right now, but we'll get to that in a moment. But it would also be there. Now, outside of that, make sure you have your exchange open right now if you want to follow me as I do this. Now, since we are doing this with Gemini, I do have it opened. And for those of you that are using Gemini or Coinbase, make sure you're using their Pro version. You can typically find it in the settings, because if you're not using Coinbase Pro or the Pro version within Gemini, you'll be paying extra money on commissions. So make sure you go into your settings and then you select like the Pro version. You should be able to see it there. And if you do that, the commissions will be considerably lower as opposed to just using it the way it comes when you first signed up. Now, throughout this video, I will be keeping a spreadsheet here to help to better understand what our expenses are going to be, how much we're going to lose to fees throughout this process. So this is currently my Gemini starting balance, $1,003.12. With this particular video, we're going to focus on transferring $1,000 from Gemini over to our Terra wallet, and we want to see how much do we end up with when all is said and done. You could also see I kind of put down my current balance within my MetaMask, $9, and then my Terra UST balance, which is at $46.13. Again, I'm just putting these numbers down so that after all is said and done, we can crunch them up and actually realize how much was lost through these transfers. Now, a big key thing here. The last important URL that we need to know is bridge.terra.money, and that is where we are going to transfer money from our MetaMask wallet over to our Terra wallet. And we have to use a bridge to do so because we are going across exchanges, or across networks. Ethereum is on one network, Terra is on a different network. We can't just transfer cryptocurrency between the two without having to use a bridge. So a bridge is incredibly important. If you try to do this without using this particular bridge, your crypto will be lost. You can't just simply transfer Bitcoin or Ethereum from your Ethereum net from a wallet on the Ethereum network over to a wallet within the Terra network. You just simply cannot do that. Now, for this bridge, since we are doing it in the Ethereum network, we're transferring from Ethereum to Terra, we will have to pay a fee to do so. And I did bring up already what the fee might be. Now, in this exact moment, we actually had a big jump in the estimated fee. It's actually at about $20 right now, which is massive because just, like 10 minutes ago, this fee was sitting at around like $8 or so. And this is a relatively simple transaction. The fees can vary. Usually the fees depend on the complexity of the contract or the complexity of the transaction. If it's a smart contract, the fees would be much greater. It really depends what you're doing within this transaction that's going to dictate how much you pay. And right now it's at $18. And personally, we may have to actually take a pause right now and wait for the fee to come down. Otherwise, if I do it right now, I might actually lose an additional $10 over what I typically saw to be the norm at these times. The demand will obviously also skyrocket the price. I mean, as I talk, you can kind of see now it's above $18 as a recommended thing. So the demand and the complexity of the transaction will influence the price you pay. And right now at $18, yeah, that's simply way too high. So we're going to take a pause, and then we're going to come right back and get this done. Okay, so after 15 minutes of waiting or so, the fees are down to around $10 worth of Ethereum. We could wait a little longer for it to come down, but we're going to go off these numbers here. But this is just a good example to kind of show you when you're transferring it, you might want to wait a little bit. I'm sure you make some Google searches online to kind of see when there's the most traffic within the Ethereum network, when most of the transactions are hitting the chain, because that is going to raise the prices. So now we're down to about $10 worth of Ethereum. Hopefully, we can get a transaction out before these prices skyrocket again. So what we have to do first, we're going to go in and we are going to buy Ethereum. Now let's take the max fee here just to be safe. It's updating on us, but let's take this amount. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to head over to Gemini here. And let's go to ETH. I'm going to click on that. See if we can. Let me just see how I want this. Okay, so that would be about $12.71 of USD. If we buy that much of ETH, here would be our fees. Okay. So the total will be about $12.76. I'm just going to copy that. We do have a limit price here. Obviously, the price is going to move. Looks like we should get it for a tiny bit cheaper. Since the price is under that, but let's click on buy and confirm. Order has been placed and our order has been filled, right? For $12.69. I'm just going to throw this into our little Excel here. $12.69 ETH purchase, like this. Okay. Now it's time for us to purchase our UST. So let's go over to UST. I'm going to click here. I'm going to do market order for this. And let's figure out exactly how much, because again, we're going to be using a $1,000 balance here, right? So if we take $1,000 and we subtract the $12.69 that we just spent on the Ethereum, on the ETH, that's $987.31, right? So let's click market order. If we do 100%, that's how much we have left. But okay, so this would be the correct total, 987. Now in this case, let's look at the fees here. We will pay about $3.4 in fees. and getting this transaction done. We're doing a market order. We're buying UST. And we are going to receive about 381 UST when all is said and done, if this goes through properly. So let's click on buy. Order has been completed. And now filled quantity. Okay, we have 981 UST. So let's put this here, 981 UST. Okay. So we have 981 UST, and we also have this $1269 worth of Ethereum. Now let's head over to the bridge. Let me just make sure the fee hasn't. I see the fees going up on us right now, but we're still gonna try to get this through. Let me click out of this now. We're gonna refresh the bridge. Okay. Now this is important. Make sure that we're selecting, if you're doing this right now from Gemini over to Terra, make sure from is Ethereum, which is selected for us, and then to would be Terra. And for our assets, we are going to click on UST. Oop, missed it. Okay, so we missed a big step here. Let's head over to account. What was it? Withdraw. Yeah, we missed a huge step here. Obviously, we have to withdraw the money, right? So whether you're on Coinbase or on Gemini, we got to withdraw this UST over to our wallet. Let's go over and find UST. Notice how it says UST on the Ethereum network. Just to let you know, you cannot transfer directly to Terra from here. So here is where we take our address from Metamask, we copy it, we dump it here. Let me actually just do that once again because it didn't go through properly on the first page. So I just want to make sure that, and just for the sake, we're just going to do this. I'm going to hit continue. We're going to put the amount that we calculated, which is 981 UST, 981 UST. Imagine if I click max. Okay, so with max, we do get these, which makes sense. We didn't have any UST in the wallet. We only had USD. So yeah, so actually we're going to adjust this real quick and add that 0.9 to it. Because I mean, that makes sense. It's 90 cents. And max, continue. And as far as I know, request withdrawal. Let me just verify this. As far as I know, with Gemini, you are given 10 free withdrawals per month, and I think Coinbase might do something similar to that. So there shouldn't be a fee here in terms of that. Now, if we look while this transfer goes through, if we look within my Gemini account, the current balance that is left over is this 307 USD, which actually matches up. Well, yeah, basically there, because we did have about 312 extra USD. So we're currently looking fine on that end. Let's go to our MetaMask wallet, see if okay, perfect. So it has gone through. It has gone through. I do have a little error message here. But it does look like everything is good. Okay, yeah, the error message is gone now. So we have about 989. Okay, so as a reminder, we did have an extra 9 UST in this wallet. It's one thing to keep in mind. So we are going to come over here, let's hit refresh, get the new total. And for the amount, let's add in 981.90. Just want to take this number, 981.90. Oops. For the amount, we're going to put this right there. And now this is where we could grab our Terra address, which would be right here. We're going to select that, copied, paste it right here. So, okay, so from the Ethereum network over to the Terra network, this is the amount that we're transferring, 981.90. And this would be our Terra wallet address, which looks correct. Let's click next. We're going to receive that much. Let's hit confirm. And now we should see what the fee would be. Okay, the fee hasn't. Okay, we are. Well, I completely keep on blanking here because guess what? We actually forgot to transfer. We forgot to transfer the Ethereum, the ETH over as well. So let's just get that done also. My goodness. Yeah, let's hit reject here. Let's grab this. We're transferring over here. Continue. All our ETH. Continue. Request withdrawal. Let's approve this transaction. So yeah, just make sure that once you purchase the UST, once you purchase the ETH, get that transferred out of Gemini, get it transferred out of Coinbase, get it into your Metamask wallet, and then we can go over the bridge. Okay, let's come back here. We might have to actually just refresh this whole page once again. Just going to check my Metamask wallet, see if our ETH is here. Assets. Okay, we have our ETH here. So once again, from Ethereum over to Terra, we're going to put in our UST. For the balance, let's take this number again. Could actually close Gemini at this point. We'll close this tab as well. This would be the amount of UST. Let's grab our Terra wallet address, dump it over here. Click next, confirm. Okay. So now everything looks perfect. Obviously, we don't have the little error message saying that we do not have enough ETH, because obviously we do. And so we should be able to just hit confirm now. And that's it. And within the next few seconds, once we get the confirmation page on, we should now have this UST within Terra. So let's give it a few seconds here. So transferring UST from the Ethereum network to the Terra network, transaction will be submitted via Metamask for 9819. Just click on home here. And if we go into our wallet here, I guess we'll have to just wait a little bit longer for our UST to be refreshed. Now, as you might have just noticed, if you do have your Terra Station extension downloaded, if you click on the UST crypto, you would actually get a link directly to the Terra bridge from here. If you are just trying to make sure that you have the right URL, that you're not, being phished or something. So that's where you can find it. So we're still going to give this, maybe another minute or so for it to come through. Okay, so after, let's say about 3 minutes or so, we now have that UST in our Terra wallet. And let's look at this total. So we have 1,028. I'm going to write this here, 1,028, right? Now we do have the starting balance that we had within Terra. So let's just quickly take that, select this. So yeah, we transferred 981.87. And if we look at our Metamask here, we own about $3.45 of ETH still in our wallet, because we didn't use all that ETH, right? We bought a little bit extra just in case, so we still have about 3.45. Unless actually, yeah, 345 worth of ETH. So we can actually put this here, 3.45, because when we do this, we can actually see how much money we still kind of have, right? So 985 is what we're left with. 985, and obviously, for this video, we're looking to take this money and deposit it with an Anchor. So let's just do, this will be the last step to kind of see all the fees involved within taking money from the Ethereum network over to Terra and putting it into Anchor. Like, what are all the fees put together, right? So let's head over to Anchor now. We are going to go to earn. We are going to go to deposit. We are going to deposit this exact amount, 981.87. Let's close the bridge for now, but 981.87. And here would be our last fee. In doing so, we would have to pay 2.173 UST. In doing so, which actually, if you notice this, they actually added on top, so that if we did want to send this balance over, we would have to actually send over 984 UST to have this much deposited in. Now, this fee caps out, right? So I think even if we put 200, I mean, it's still there, but I think at one point, so 500 is 2173. 21. So as you can see, it basically caps out at 2173. So after the $500 mark, basically getting less fee on this end as well. But we can transfer the amount that we wanted, right? Let me just pull it again. 981.87, I believe, was the amount, correct? So yeah, what I'm going to do, actually, I'm just going to take this fee and I'm just going to dump it here for a quick second. And I'm just going to let this transaction go through the way it is. Let me just enter my password. Okay, so the transaction has gone through, which is great. Now we have our UST with an Anchor earning a yield of 20%. And let's calculate these fees. Let's get an idea of how much all of this cost us. Because as I said in that first video, by the way, has fairly poor audio, but you still get the gist of it. We paid about 1% in fees on amounts in the thousands of dollars. So let's see what this comes out to. Let's first calculate the fees before depositing into Anchor. Right, so we are left with 985.32, and it makes sense because this is the amount of UST that we transferred over, and UST should be pegged to $1. And then we added back the Ethereum, the ETH left in our wallet, which was 345, and we were left with added together we have 985.32. So if we, let's say, take 1,000 minus 985.32. That's $14.68 that was spent in fees and just getting our money over to Terra. If we take that and divide that by 1,000, or we can just multiply this by 100 to get the percentage, and that would be 1.46% in fees. That's what it would actually cost. And that is slightly more than what it cost us to do in the other video, which was around the 1% mark. Now, as you did see, the price of ETH was going up and down like crazy. Had we pushed the transaction when that transaction was worth about $20, 21 even off camera, the fees would have been much greater because we kind of put it through when it was around $11. Had I waited a bit longer, maybe there would have been a chance for me to actually get it out around $7, $8, which has been kind of the rate for the last few days here that I've been tracking it. So that percentage could have definitely gone down. If we actually look and see what the total fee would be from basically getting USD from Gemini to UST deposited into Anchor, like how much do we lose throughout that whole process? By the time we get there, what we can do here is we can take out 985.32, subtract the 2.173. This is the fee that we paid to Anchor. So now we have 983. We have 983, so let's just put this down. 983.147. We're going to take 1,000, subtract that by 983.14. We're just going to go to the 100th place. So now our fee is at 16.86. Divide that by 1,000, and I mean, just to make it simpler to look at, 1.68. 1.68. Let me just, just so it's simpler for us to, my goodness here. There we go, that's what I was looking for. 1.68% was the total commissions involved for us in getting money from USD from Gemini, or if you're using Coinbase, over to our Terra wallet and deposit it with an Anchor. And that's not too bad. That's not too bad. You'd likely pay a comparable fee. Well, here's the thing, actually. If you were to make this transfer, let's say at some point you want to transfer UST from your Terra wallet over to the Ethereum Network, so back into your Metamask wallet, you'd actually pay considerably less fees. And just to show you this, let's bring up, I'm going to click here real quick, click on UST, and let's bring up the bridge once again. I just want to show you guys this. And if, let's say we want to go from Terra, connect our wallet here, from Terra to ETH, which is here, and let's select UST, UST, max, and let's say we just take our MetaMask address, which is here. So this is the exact steps you would be doing when you want to transfer back that way. Now we do need some UST available to pay the fee, but here is the fee basically. $1 UST, that's all it would take. So we just spent about $12, $11 to $12 in gas fees to transfer within the Ethereum network. But if we were to do it the opposite way around and go from Terra to the Ethereum network, we would only pay $1 UST to do so. So it's incredibly cheaper the other way around. So that's one thing to keep in mind. But that's basically it. So overall, these steps should only take you at most 10 minutes to do so. The biggest time to wait, I would say, would be when you're using the bridge and for the funds to be transferred over from your MetaMask wallet to your Terra wallet. That alone takes about 2-3 minutes, at least when I did it. Other than that, if you have any questions, shoot them into the comments below. As I showed you here, I do suggest kind of looking at the price. It does help, the way I was looking at the price, it did have some balance in my MetaMask wallet, which helped me kind of simulate a transaction to kind of see where the fees would be. But it was fairly simple other than that. And, just to go over the fees here, basically, if we don't take the anchor fee, so if you just want UST within your Terra wallet, it's 1.46% is basically the fees you'll be paying along the way. And if you're depositing with an anchor, you're paying about 1.68%. Now, obviously, these are not set in stone because the biggest fee here would be the fee that you are paying in gas fees, which can go up or down, which can bring down that total. But if you enjoyed this video, if you found it informative, if you need some clarification on anything, just let me know in the comments. I would appreciate a thumbs up. And if you like this sort of content where I'm kind of granular of my explanations, subscribe. Other than that, have a great day, and thank you for watching.